going to part your hair. I do a nice little side part using the end of my tweezers like a little freakazoid. That's a beautiful part right there, yes, yes. Then we're going to section it off. And we're ready to go. Okay, so this is the Bedhead Wave Artist, and I purchased this, went right to it when I got it that day because I was so excited to use it, and I made a few mistakes. So, the first one being, no matter what layer it was, you'll want to do it as close to your head on the top layer, but on the bottom, if you do it close to your head right here, it ends up being like huge. Like your hair will literally go out to here when you're done. So I've learned to kind of go, I don't know how many inches that is away from the scalp, and hold it for just like 5 seconds. So first mistake, don't go too close to your head on the bottom layers. Second, don't hold it for longer than like 5 to 7 seconds. 7 could be pushing it, but I held it on there for 10 and it was just like a little too much, if you know what I mean. So don't hold it on there for too long, and don't worry about it being absolutely perfect. When I first did it, I thought I had to be like super meticulous with where I put the crimper. As long as you do a wave and then kind of start it where you ended it, everything's gonna go perfect. So here's our first wave. And everyone is going to have their opinion on how to do this correctly, but I've been doing it for a month and I feel like I'm finally ready to show you guys how I do it, because yes, every way is different, but I feel like this way also looks very good. I held that too long. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's in my head this whole time that I'm doing my hair. I like count to 5 because I'm terrified of burning my hair off. I don't know if you guys remember back in the day, the little Conair crimper. It had like, I think 3 different barrels that you could use. And the most popular one, it wasn't this barrel. It was the tiny, like, the tiny crimper where it just zigzagged and it made your hair look like a little tiny zigzag. I don't know if you guys know what I'm saying, but if you guys had that Conair one where the plates would slide off and on and you would just switch whichever crimper you wanted, those were the days. But this instantly brought me back when I started using it because of how crazy that little Conair crimper was. Okay, so now we're ready for the other side. Also, when I first did this, it took me a long time, but now, I mean, I've gotten a lot better at it, so don't get discouraged if you first do this and it takes like an hour, because that's kind of how long it took me. I was very cautious, I didn't do things right, so just don't be discouraged and you'll get better at it. And again, there's a lot of different ways people do this. I know that they can do this way, and then when they go on the next little wave, they flip it, but I just like to kind of keep it simple. Okay, so we have the first layer down. Now we move on to the next. With this, you're gonna do this layer, but then you're gonna take off the very top layer, as you can see, because that's the layer you're gonna wanna get really close to your head with. It's not very much hair, but you'll see when we get there. Throw her over. One also mistake that I did when I first did this was I always brushed it out, and that is the worst thing you can do when you crimp your hair. Just trust me, you don't want to brush this out when you do it, because it's not gonna look good. It is gonna look so just frizzy and huge, and you're probably gonna be pretty disappointed. So don't do that. But the good thing about this hairstyle and why I keep doing it so often lately is because I am a once a week hair washer, okay? I know it's gross, but whatever. I hate washing my hair. It takes so much time. This hairstyle is something that I find holds in my hair for so long. So that's why I love it. It just lasts for so many days versus like curling it. Okay, so this is the layer that you want to get really close to your head with. Right there. See? 3, 4, 5. Beautiful. I always get so happy just because, oh, we've made so much progress. First time I did it. Horrendous. Okay, so there you have it. One side of your hair is done. We're so close. Your hand does get a little tired during this crimping. It's like a little workout. Last layer. Oh. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect. It's gonna look great regardless. Last little strand, guys. And we're home free. We're done! Okay, so I'm gonna let this dry a little bit before I like shake it out, and then we will reconvene. Now that you've let it cool down a little bit, you're just going to take your hands and lightly, don't brush through it because it'll turn out to be very fluffy, but just lightly make sure everything kind of blends. And there you have it.